You know, there's this one little grammar rule that trips up just about everyone, even the best writers out there. It's all about making sure your subjects and your verbs are playing for the same team. Let's dive right in with a classic example.
Okay, take a look at this sentence. My selection of feathered tropicals are the largest in town. Read that out loud. How does it sound to you? Does something feel a little, I don't know, off? If you pause for a second there, you've got a fantastic ear for this stuff. Your grammar spidey sense is tingling for a good reason. This sentence is actually incorrect, and it's the perfect example of a super common grammar trap that you're going to learn how to spot and fix right now. So, what exactly is this trap we're talking about? Well, it's a classic case of misdirection. The sentence is designed to trick you into looking at the wrong word.
Okay, let's think of this like we're detectives. In a lot of these tricky sentences, there's a culprit, a distracting phrase, that wedges itself right between the real subject and its verb, and it just causes all kinds of mix-ups. Our job is to find that culprit.
So how do we catch this culprit? Well, the key, the absolute secret, is learning how to find the true subject of the sentence, no matter what other words are trying to steal the spotlight.
Okay, let's get the official textbook rule out of the way. It says, the verb must agree with the subject, not with the object of a prepositional phrase that comes between them. I know, that sounds a little dense, right? That phrase in the middle is our main distraction.
But honestly, here's the real secret. The simple way to remember all this, just ignore the middleman. That's it. When you see a phrase stuck between what you think is a subject and its verb, just mentally cross it out. It's seriously the most powerful little trick in the book for this.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's see this thing in action, right? We're going to apply our new ignore the middleman technique to a couple of examples right now.
So here's our first sentence. The letters from Paul were lost in the mail. The verb here is were. Now just ask yourself, who or what were lost? Was it Paul or was it the letters? Let's use our new technique. That little phrase, from Paul, is our middleman, our distraction. Just watch what happens when we ignore it. Just cross it right out. The sentence suddenly becomes crystal clear.
And boom, there you have it. The real subject is letters. That's plural, so it needs the plural verb were. The letters were. It's a perfect match. Paul was just a distraction, trying to throw us off the scent.
Let's try another one. The color of the uniforms is red and gold. Now this one's a classic trickster, because that word uniforms is plural, and it's sitting right next to the verb, just begging you to make a mistake.
But nope, not us. We're grammar detectives now. We know exactly what to do. Ignore the middleman. So let's just strike out that whole phrase of the uniforms.
And once again, the real sentence just pops right out. The color is. See? The subject is color, that's singular, so the verb has to be singular, is. It's not the uniforms that are red and gold, it's the color that is red and gold. Okay, so you've seen the technique, you get the rule, now it's your turn. Time to put on the detective hat and see if you can solve a couple of these cases yourself. Here we go. First challenge. 2 pet shops in town specializes in birds only. What do you think? Is that sentence correct, or is there a problem we need to fix? I'll give you a second.
And just in case you need it, here's a little reminder. Find that true subject and completely ignore that pesky phrase in the middle, who or what specializes.
Okay, time's up. The answer is, it's incorrect. The phrase in town was the distraction. The real subject is shops, which is plural. So the verb also has to be plural. Shops specialize. If you spotted that one, awesome job.
Ready for round 2? My interest in pets are limited to the parrot family. You can probably hear that something's off with this one right away. What's the fix?
Let's put this one under the microscope. See, the trap here is that phrase in pets. That plural word, pets, is sitting there trying to fool your ear into using the plural verb are. But you're not going to fall for that, right? Once you ignore in pets, you can clearly see the true subject is interest, which is singular. And because of that, the verb has to be is. My interest is limited. Perfect.
Seriously, you've done an amazing job. In just a few minutes, you've totally mastered a grammar rule that gives so many people trouble. The big takeaway here is that you now have a really simple but really powerful method to cut right through the confusion.
So just lock this 3-step method into your brain. First, spot the verb. Second, ask who or what to find that true subject. And third, and this is the magic part, just completely ignore any phrase that gets in between them. It really is that easy.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you've been trained to spot this incredibly common grammar trap, how many times do you think you're going to notice it out in the wild? Or even better, catch it in your own writing? It's a little superpower you now have. Thanks so much for hanging out and getting this sorted out with us.